What's up, everybody? This is Bryan Charles Wilson. Today I'm going to give you a couple tips that you can use to just start composing music. Let's say you're interested in doing it, you never have before. Just use a couple of these tips and just get going. That's the most important part. Just try. Doesn't have to be good. All right, your first tip is you just need to improvise. Let's say you're not comfortable improvising. Well, guess what? You're doing it at home. No one's going to see you. No one's going to hear you. You're by yourself, all right? So you get on your instrument and you play whatever. It doesn't matter. You play whatever and you see what you come up with. Oftentimes you will just find that if you just let yourself go free for a little bit, you're going to come up with a little nugget. 98% might suck. That's fine. But you might come up with that little 2% that's like, whoa, what was that? That was kind of cool. Let me explore that. And what you should do is record yourself. Everyone's got a smartphone or whatever. It could be the most basic thing. Just record yourself. It could be just audio, just so you can listen back to it in case there's something that you really like. Do I take my own advice? Absolutely not. You know how many times I've played something and lost it forever because I have the worst memory? It happens every day. So just record yourself. The next thing that you can do if you want to start composing is try starting with a chord progression. Take 4 chords, keep it simple, whatever. It could be anything like, I don't know. 4 chords, right? Let's say you're not so good at music theory or whatever. I still have faith in you that you'll be able to figure out something, right? You could do it on the piano, whatever. You take those 4 chords and then you could see if you can write a melody over that. See if that can give you some inspiration for just figuring something out. And how can you do that? Well, let's say you have GarageBand or something, just the most basic tools. Put in a couple chords and loop it and play over it and see what you can come up with. You'll be surprised. You'll probably come up with something cool. The next method is pretty much the opposite of that. Is instead of figuring out the chords at the beginning, just simply see if you can come up with any sort of melody. If you can come up with a melody, then, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can see what kind of chords will fit that melody. So it's just kind of the opposite approach, and sometimes attacking it 2 different ways will lead to different things. Okay, my last tip is what you can do is if you can figure out some sort of loop or some sort of riff, it can be whatever. You come up with it. Something basic. And again, it doesn't have to be a chop or groovy or whatever, but some sort of loop. You take that as kind of your basis, and then you see where that loop can kind of lead you. Because you don't want to just get stuck in one thing. I've gotten to that mode where you just keep looping the same thing over and over, and it can get kind of boring. So you want to see what you can take from that one loop and see, does it lead to this thing? Does it lead here? What's another thing that's related to this? Or maybe something that's completely different if you want a contrasting section. You use that as your basis for composition. And you'll find that you honestly don't need that much material to really start composing. You just need a little bit, just a little something. And it doesn't have to, your piece doesn't have to go in a million different directions. Reuse the same thing that you used at the beginning, right? Because that ties it together. Be lazy. All right, don't be completely lazy. But sometimes just having an idea that comes back ties the whole piece together, right? So you don't have to come up with a million different things. I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you guys are interested in cello lessons, composition, my book, cello chords, music production, come find me on my website, bryanwilsoncello.com. I got it all there. I'd be happy to help you. All right? See you guys.